Hi, this is Evelyn from Otherworldly Women Press, coming to you today to celebrate Veterans Day with an essay about growing up with a veteran as a father. You can also read this essay on the blog that I posted recently that is entitled A Look Back, My Santa. As the daughter of a veteran, my experience growing up was quite a bit different than some of my peers, and this essay shows a little glimpse into my life and what it means to me to have a veteran as a father and some of the life experience I was able to live because of that, as the life experience of a very young child not fully understanding. Here it is, Santa. My Santa has a hook for a hand. He also smelt like stale cigarettes. I've only met my Santa once, and I'm convinced he was the real deal. I don't remember much about Christmas that strange year when Dad packed up his new wife and life to move west. Maybe the Christmas I met my Santa was even a year earlier than Dad's departure. I had to be less than 5 and still extremely clingy to my dad. My siblings were there too. However, it didn't matter to me. I can only imagine they ran around and played with all the other children in the Veterans Administration, hospitals, cafeteria. That Veterans Administration hospital, that VA hospital, was located in Syracuse, New York. Most likely I clung closely to my father the way I always did before he moved. That was when we still lived on Humbert Avenue and my biological mom moved out. That house had a haunted coffee table. My dad made it before we were born, and one by one, each child hurt themselves on the sharp edges so badly that it required multiple visits to the emergency room. Dad said he got tired of paying for ER bills and burned the darn table. That was before I knew my father had much worse scars than I did. That is why we were at the VA hospital celebrating Christmas. After being a patient, Dad decided to work for the VA, trying to make a difference for veterans like himself. He brought us to the VA party that had the real Santa. He even had an authentic silver beard. I remember smelling him like I used to smell Dad and Opa, pulling close for a hug and snuggling into safety. He smelled like old smokes, generic hand lotion, and sweat. He hugged me with his left arm. His big yellow teeth gleamed under the twinkling lights. I loved him even before he gave me a large stuffed polar bear with his silver hook hand. My little hands grabbed the bear and hugged it hard. If it were a live puppy, the head would have popped right off. I didn't want to leave the real Santa. When I asked Dad years later about the real Santa having a silver hand replacement hook, he looked me in the eye unfazed and said, "Maybe he did. Maybe you were thinking of Uncle Fred." Ma is always a few words away, trying to tell me with excitement, "You got Big Bear then!" Ma was my father's secretary back then. She knows about my Santa too. After that, I never really believed Santa would come. No matter how hard my ma and dad tried, my sister and I only whispered about the other fake Santas when we saw them at malls or on the TV. We were no fools. We kept up the charade for the belief of personal gain. I told my parents Santa was real well into my teen years, and so did my sister. What they didn't know was my Santa was out there somewhere in a VA hospital.